Okay, so this is how my client came in the shop. She has blonde locks, and I'm going to tuck because she wants black hair. So this is the first row, and now I'm going to show you all the process of tucking your client's hair. So with locks, you don't have to braid a base down. You're just going to wrap the lock. So I take the coarse piece of hair and I wrap it around tightly. I use two different types of hair when it comes to my distress locks. I use like the pre-fluffed hair by Freetress, or I can't remember the other brand, but I'll put it all in the description bar. And I wrap that tightly around the root. And then I take my the spring twist hair, and that's already been pre-fluffed, and I wrap that. So the first coarse hair I wrap tightly. The second hair I wrap it and I wrap loosely because I'm going to go back over it and reseal it. So you see, I didn't do anything to seal. I'm just going and wrapping, and then I take a small piece out and I go back up it to seal it. And you have to go past the mark that you started at. So I went up on top of the coarse hair and then back down. And then I take that long leg and I just wrap loosely around it, and just not too loose, just without any tension. I'm just wrapping. And then the main key to doing this hairstyle is you absolutely have to go back up and seal it, because the blonde hair over time will start to show through. So I'm just showing you now at the tip how I'm covering it. I'm doing it kind of tight around the tip, and then I am going to flip up, take one of those little pieces, and I'm wrapping it. That's going to seal the end of it. And then I'm going to take that little piece and I'm going to wrap all the way back up the lock just over the spring twist hair. You don't have to go back over the coarse piece because we already did that. So when you run out that leg, you see I'm just sealing it. And you always want to check the lock and feel it to make sure there aren't any loose pieces that you feel might separate. Normally this wouldn't matter too much if she had black hair, but because she has blonde hair, you really do have to seal. That way the blonde won't show through. And I just cut the extra piece off, and that's that. I'm going to do another one to show you all again how it's done, and I think I'm going to do a close-up. Okay, so here is the close-up. I am taking the coarse hair and I'm going to wrap that tightly around the root of her hair until I run out of it. I'm going to go down as long as it will go. Also, the coarse hair, I normally get a 16-inch, and I cut that hair in half, and then I use a very small piece to wrap with. So that's what I'm doing. And then I ran out of that leg. You're going to wrap with the second leg. And then once I do that, like I said, you're going to grab that spring twist hair that is already fluffed out. I pre-fluff all of my spring twist hair before my client comes in, as well as the coarse hair. And you see, I just started it. I didn't do anything. I just laid it there. And I wrapped it about 3 times. And then I took the small piece and I'm going to go up over the coarse piece. You see, I went up about halfway. That way it seals together and there isn't any demarcation. Okay. And then I grab you always wrap with the long leg. The short leg I leave down, and then I grab the longest one first, and I wrap. And as you can see, I'm wrapping loosely, okay? Not with any tension. And then once I run out of that leg, I'll grab the other one. But I'll also go back up the lock with a small piece. That's just me measuring it to make sure that they're all the same length, okay? I flip it up, I wrap that, and I wrap that little piece at the bottom good. You see how many times I went around? I don't want anyone calling me saying the bottom is coming loose or it has slipped. Then I take that hair and I wrap it back up. And also, I did not say this, but as I'm wrapping it up, I am wrapping tightly, okay? I'm sealing it tight. It's when I do the one strand going back up, there is tension while I'm doing it. and I just grab another piece, just making sure that it is sealed, because over time, especially with color, it will separate. It's nothing you can do about it if you don't seal the lock properly, okay? If the client's hair was black, this would not, I wouldn't have to worry too much about sealing and sealing and sealing. But just for the fact that her hair is colored, and you saw that I rubbed it to see if there was any loose pieces. Okay, and then you cut it, and there we go. Oh, I'm happy I showed you this. I'm going back over it again. I felt a piece at the top that wasn't sealed correctly, and I just went, and I don't care how many times you got to do that, see your client's hair. And this is just showing you, you know, my progress. Here's the back. Once it's done, as you can see, there's no blonde showing. This is the front. She had booked shoulder length with me. That's a little side part, and then we ended up styling it. And that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them in the description bar.